Okay.
Thank you. Welcome everyone. Welcome to another day of BPBS. That's a PMPO, BA, and SAFE. Here we are getting started with the quick introduction of the first timer. So over to you, Hashmat.
Hello, everyone. My name is Hashmat Jasani. I am from Canada, Ontario. I've been in Canada since last 7 years. I've been working with TD Bank since last 5 years. I am a PMP certified, and I work as an IT analyst for the bank.
Okay, so you are already working. So may I know the reason behind attending this live session, Hashmat?
Yeah, so I'm working as a IT analyst, and right now I feel that I'm stuck in my role.
All
I'm
right,
looking to become a Scrum Master or a product owner. So hopefully
got it.
this training will help me out.
All right, got it. So your focus is to just get placed, and this is just a for the formality sake you are going getting this training. So I understand that. Thank you so much, Hashmat, for sharing that. Let's hear from Parag. Parag, you can unmute and speak up, please. Parag, over to you. Parag, are you
Hi,
noted?
can you hear me?
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
All
hi, my name is Parag Sonalkar. I am presently in Foster City, California.
right.
Uh, I have more than 20 years of experience in business development in IT and telecom companies.
Mhm.
I'm in the US for last 4 years. I'm presently looking for an opportunity. I mean, while sales and business development is my core competency, but I am looking to explore opportunities in product development as well as program management.
Ah, okay, I understand. Thank you so much, Parag, for sharing. Let's hear from Naveen. Naveen, a quick introduction for from you as well.
Yeah, hi Gaurav. This is Naveen. I am from New Jersey, USA. I have a background of a business development too, and I am looking to have my switch my position from business development to the IT sector in PMPO. In IT, yeah, that's all.
All right, I understand. Thank you so much, Naveen, for sharing that. So, welcome everyone. Welcome to another day of PMPO Business Analysis and Scrum or SAFE. We understand that if you have joined a few days ago, you might have already gone through a few of the past recording. Having said so, as you all know, that we start like many of you who have attended the past session, if you have attended the recording, and if you are even for the first time but with the experience into IT, like already working with company, we generally understand that each company and each delivery model and each methodology comes with the values, the principle, and the vision. Do you all agree with that? Say yes or no. If you have experienced it
Yes,
in
sir.
the past, yeah. Likewise, this
Yes,
entire
yes.
session, and thank you so much for answering. So, likewise, this entire session of PMPO, BA, and SAFE, that will have some certain guidelines, certain context, or certain discipline that we are going to follow. What will be those that we are going to first look at it, and then we'll continue to get started. And for that very reason, I'm going to share my screen in front of you all. So, someone says something.
और कल का क्या करें, कल के लिए परसों कर लो।
Okay, I think
बच्चा है ना, मुझे
your
रिकॉर्ड नहीं करना है।
uh, voice is coming out through the screen. Yeah, so I'm going to keep you on mute little. So, all right. So, whenever I'll ask you to unmute, kindly unmute then. Until then, you can. So, until then, you can remain on mute. I'm sharing my screen. And once you see the screen, please confirm if you all can see the screen. Can you all see that?
Yes.
Yeah, thank you so much for confirming.
Yes.
So, to which we call it as a code of honor. That's the guideline, that's the context. The number one says that you be on time. Okay, you attend any training by showing up live. There are two reasons behind it. One, that Agile is full of ceremonies. Ceremonies means meetings, and meetings demands that you to show up live. That's a good practice. That's the second reason. So, why show up live further? Because show up live means you be on time, remain punctual, and remain highly committed. Once you consider the training itself as a project and continue to practice in this way, what is going to happen? Once you will get habituated of doing so, and second, it is also said that there is a universal law associated with that, that pulls you towards the discipline of it, that says that how you do anything is how you do everything. And there is a book also on this name by T. Havikar. You can refer to that. That is very, very important to bring discipline and nothing like that when you are committed to deliver on time to the customer, the software or product you are developing or the project you will be working upon. The second one, eventually you become the student, whether you learn, relearn, or unlearn to learn the new stuff. And you don't, and we don't want you to be the student. We want you to be the full stack student in this journey. Full stack student who does all the assignment, those are given to them. Two types of assignment it would be. Like if you have attended the last session, we asked you to explore some of the tools, if you remember that. Such kind of assignment where we are asking you to do certain activity, those will be called as said assignment. And every time, most of the time, we are leaving you without telling you any assignment to do, and still we are expecting you to summarize back whatever you have learned on during that day. Summarize in a way that 5 years old can understand, using the notes like this, like these mind map you see. Okay, and just explaining that you are going to explain what you have learned, and those notes are looking like this, and just you are hitting the video and submitting back into the WhatsApp group. The way you will see that you yourself has evolved. Sometime no voice to expert, that is always an amazing experience. We want all of you to experience that, and those things come under unsaid assignment. Such kind of assignment, you do all the assignment, or you do your own self research in whatever the area you want to take a deep dive, where you are learning, because you understand the 4 tracks: PMPO, BA, and SAF, and safe. It's a big journey. It itself is a 3 months of journey. It's not so easy to cover entire things, so sometimes we touch base few topic, but still you need to take a deep dive into that. For that you can do your own self research in those topic further, and then repeat whatever you have learned. That makes you a full stack student, and to do so you need to come up with the concrete mindset. But while you do so, remember to take the full responsibility while you are completing everything from the start that hits success. It's quite easy to take the responsibility of that, but when you do so, it is not so easy and you hit the failure. So you need to take the full responsibility of that as well. Why? Because when you take the full responsibility, chances of correcting that goes high, and you eventually correct them, and you find the failure becomes the trail to the success. The fourth one, which I said that to do so, it really require concrete mindset that starts that comes with first, continuous improvement. That is a part of Kaizen from lean management, says that inculcate a learning mindedness. The more learning minded you will become, you will find yourself going more positive minded, even though in the crisis, like in resources, kind of any kind of resources, you remain calm, you will remain positive and focus towards the solution. And third, you hold back yourself with more gratitude mindset. When you are solving any a problem, any difficulty, more loaded with gratitude, you will find yourself going more complaint free, and that stands you out towards bringing more solution on the table for the customer. Such kind of mindset is required to develop in today's software delivery models. And the fifth one, to do so, you need to be the giver on this path. We understand that you are here learning despite a heavy knowledge, drawing from your past experience, and still learning and relearning takes lots of courage. And for that very reason, we want you to follow this, that you be the giver. Giver means what? Keeping ego away on the path of learning keeps you more spiritually grounded on the path of growth. Spiritually grounded means your happiness level increases. Happiness is your today's new productivity, and that's the demand of the corporate. So follow that. Second, you are not here just for the sake of uh, learning and getting placed as a project manager or product owner or a product manager or business analyst or a scrum practitioner. You want to raise your income as well, and it is said that what you want to gain more of, start giving away portion of. And for that very reason, we want you to have an intention to doing charity. If you're already doing that, do it. If you are not, at least have that intention. It means that you can continue to give away 5% or 10% of your earning into the charity, or charity kind of feeding hungry children, giving back to old age home, or to orphanage, or even giving back 5% or 10% of your earning to temple, church, mosque, or gurudwara. You will be amazed to see when you practice, when you inculcate this practice, you start receiving more out of that. Why? Because when you give, you grow. When you receive, you may survive. And I'm sure you are not here just for the survival, but also for the growth. But just don't start giving away for the sake of growth, but also to inspire others in your surrounding. And while you do so, remember to appreciate what you do and what others do for you. And even it does not sound like it is helping you out, continue to do so to reach to the a point of growth. And you will see that what you appreciate appreciates you back. And the last, that to do so, we generally bring a 30 days challenge. 30 days challenge is an audio program. We want you to we want you to participate over there. This is a free audio program. Generally, many of you are already participating in it. So what is this? So this is, you need to listen every single day. This you need to listen every single day. And this is audio program, 40 minutes long, but when you put it in 2x mode, you can just finish it in 20 minutes while you are just jogging or walking. And while listening to it daily, you will be amazed to see how every single activity of your daily course, of your daily activity, will get positively impacted. It has brought a result to many, and the condition here is that once you miss it any single day, you need to restart from day one, and you need to complete it in 30 days. This is recommendation, not the mandate. So if you are willing to participate into that, you can simply ask me for the link of this challenge. This is completely free, just a listening of one audio program. Just DM me and I'll be happily sharing that with you. Again, this is a recommendation, but highly recommended one, and not the mandate. Second, many of you are the very first timer. You don't have any relation with what is BA, what is PMPO or SAFE. So you are just starting off as well. The whole idea behind it is that to get started into IT as well. And for that, we bring golden quadrant of learning, a framework that starts with that declaration with the anchor, then take a deep dive into learning, and then draw whatever you have learned in a 24 hours using pen and paper. How you can draw like this, you can draw definitely, and then present in it back, or just summarize it in a form of video less than 90 seconds minimum, or maximum less than 4 minutes, in a way that even 5 years old can understand. Okay, so how we are going to do that. So we are going to learn now in a while, in less than a minute. So we will start the declaration with the anchor. For those who are just starting for the first time and have not attended the recording itself, just let me quickly tell you that why you need to declare and why we need anchor. Anchor is required for the ship. Ship is very tall in the ocean or in water, and there are chances it will continue to drift away. What is ship with we when we are learning here technology or project management or product owner or be or safe? What is the ship? Ship is as tall as you have the ship of focus. Focus is trying to stand tall every single time in the ocean of thought, and it will continue to drift away if it won't be anchored. uh, like focus and ocean of thought are part of body, we need to give anchor of body itself. So here we will give an anchor of the body, and that will be the simple body movement, and that is going to be the self high five or the clap just now you heard. So when we are going to do that, I will say 1 2 3 and clap. You are going to clap and then repeat after me what I'm going to read. So what I'm going to read, I'm going to read this selected segment that you can see on the screen. Can you all see the selected statement on your screen, everyone? Just unmute and say yes if you all can.
Yes, sir.
And just
Yes,
model
yes,
me.
yeah.
I'll just call 1 2 3 and clap and repeat. I am a quick learner.
I'm a quick
I'm a
I'm a
learner.
quick
quick
learner.
learner.
What others can learn and master,
What
What
others
others
can
can
learn
learn
and
and master,
master,
I too can do that.
I too
I
can
too
do
can
that.
do that.
And one more time with the next segment of the statement. So 1 2 3 and clap and repeat. Because I'm an awesome learner,
Because I'm an
Because I'm
awesome
an awesome
learner,
learner,
today's learning is going to be
today's
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 learning
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 is
is
going
going
to
to
be
be
super duper easy to do.
super duper
super
easy to
easy to
do.
do.
Thank you so much for saying so. It is going to be super duper easy because you said so. And those of you who you found it a little bit awkward while doing so, remember to practice the code of honor number 5. And having said so, these are the 6 code of honor we need to follow every single time when we are going to meet. That will be reminder for all of us, not just for you, but also for me too. And how we are going to remain connected, remember this. Every Thursday, you are going to attend the technical session that is going to start at 10 p.m. EST. But at the same time, parallelly, you are going to get started to attend RRRP session. Technical session recording will be shared with you. RRRP session is the reference ready resume preparation are never recorded on Google Meet. It happens, and the links will be shared by your RRRP team. Anything which has nothing to do with the training will be discussed in the RRP session. It means that you can speak up over there. You can ask any question if you have. The whole idea behind attending the RRP session, even though it is not recording, even though it is getting repeated, that your profile optimization happens, your brand building happens as a candidate to get placed. It enhances your visibility in front of RRP team. Why? It reinforces that you are not here just for the training but for the job. So it enhances your visibility, credibility for that, and enhances the marketability by RRP team. And every single time it is going to happen, you need to repeat them and repeat them. That enhances repetition, enhances visibility, credibility, and marketability. I hope it has gone deep. In case not, kindly listen it again into the recording. And Friday, again, we are going to meet for the technical session at 10 p.m. EST. Saturday, you are going to complete the assignment. You remember said and unsaid, I have said. In case you forgot that, go ahead and listen to the recording for doing all the assignment in the second code of honor. And this will not take more than 15 minutes, the self investment of the time. Sunday, you are going to do the another assignment from the learning of the Friday, said or unsaid. Again, it is not clear. Listen to the recording at the start towards the code of honor number 2. And third, in case you have time, on Monday, go back and do the research work on the topic which you are going to narrow down, or repeat whatever you have learned earlier. And in case still not done with the assignment, you have another opportunity on Monday that you do that. And Also come back with any question you want to get the answer of. If you literally want on the next technical session day, that is on Thursday, that you can prepare on Monday, and Tuesday again attend the RRP session that is going to get repeated. The same intention behind that: visibility, credibility, and marketability. Wednesday you can choose to relax or have a breather day. Is it clear to all of you, and are we going to abide by this? Say yes if it is very much clear, and we can move forward. Say yes.
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 Thank you so much. So let's continue. So if you remember, last time we had Jira overview. Do you all remember that? Who attended or who has watched the recording? Do you all remember that?
Yes.
Yeah, thank you. And one more time, Mr. M2, if you can, or whoever you are, may I request you to just rename yourself so that we can continue to call your actual name. Otherwise, we'll have to keep you into the waiting room. So just a request, kindly rename yourself. M2, do you hear me, please?
Yes, sir. I'll do it.
Yeah, thank you. Please do that. And let's get started. So last time we had Jira overview, and now we are going to straight away get started with the cost and budgeting. Okay, so I'm going to share my screen in front of you so that we can explore what is coming today. So this topic, even though if you have not attended any single day earlier, it will be quite easy for you to understand what we are going to refer it. So mostly we will be referring to topic today. So let's get started with the cost or budget planning. Okay, what is this? How it is done? There are tons of the way to do it. We will be touch basing today one way, which we call it as this. Okay, the most famous software development estimation technique for uh, costing, effort estimation, development time utilization, staff size, and productivity. So that involves COCOMO model. COCOMO model stands for, it has to be constructive, cost, and model. Okay. So is it clear? The full form of the COCOMO is constructive, cost, and model. And that's the reason the name came up, COCOMO model. Is it clear, everyone? From where the name came, the COCOMO?
Yes.
It's a very simple constructive, cost, and model. So it is done based on what? LOC. What do we mean by LOC? Any idea? Anyone? Any idea why do we on LOC? Not why do we do? Any idea on LOC? Any loud guesses? LOC or K? Yeah. Go ahead. Lines of what you said?
Code.
Absolutely, that's right. So this is based on lines of code, and when we say KLOC, it means what? KLOC means what? If LOC is line of code, then KLOC would be what? And what you are thinking might be right, so don't hesitate to speak up. If LOC is line of code, KLOC will be what? And don't... Yeah, come again, please.
Key line of code.
Key line of code. Any another loud guesses? And don't be totally afraid that you have to be always right. It's okay to be wrong. And with this, you can definitely participate. So what do you think? KLOC. Hello. And don't take a pressure at all that you have.
Kanban line.
Okay, that's another guess. Any another guess, everyone?
Kilos.
Kilo line of code. And you are absolutely right. This is a very simple, it is kilo line of code. What do we mean by kilo line of code? Kilo stands for what?
K stands for 1,000.
1,000, absolutely right. So this project estimation work is done based on how many 1,000 lines of code has been written. It has gone clear to all of you? So it's simply associated with a line of code, and especially towards the 1,000 line of code, we will be doing the estimation. Are we good with this so far? Yeah. And we will take further the deep dive learning towards it. So it is said that COCOMO is to collect the effort that a developer can take time to develop a product with respect to average staff size based on the productivity rate. How we are going to draw these all details, and we will have some formula to find it out. We will be looking at it, but before that, let's understand this. Okay. There are three hierarchies of basic COCOMO model. Hierarchies of COCOMO model. There are three types. One is basic, second one is intermediate, and third one is detailed. When we will be talking about basic, intermediate, and detail, it means what goes inside it. It means there are three ways or modes will go behind it. So one is organic mode, second will be called as semi detached mode, and third one will be called as embedded mode. So these are the software development modes. Okay, when we are talking about organic, semi detached, and embedded, so the whole idea is to draw the effort in terms of person month, development time in terms of months, and average staff size in terms of person, and productivity in terms of KLOC per person month. Okay, so what is here, what you see on the screen, which is referring to A into KLOC raised to B, what is C into effort raised to D, effort, development time, KLOC, and all. So these are the few consonant, and you will be getting to see is value as well for A and B, and KLOC, you understand these are the 1,000 line of codes. So when I am talking about this, so there is one line here you can see, which says that this basic, and we are learning towards the basic COCOMO model, and we have known so far there are three types of COCOMO model. One is basic, intermediate, and detail, and modes of it are everywhere. So in basic also this will apply, organic, semi detached, and embedded. For intermediate also these three modes will apply, and for detailed also these three modes apply. So in every and how we will recognize which is the basic COCOMO model, which is intermediate and detail, that we are also going to look at it. But so far be very much clear that organic, semi detached, and embedded will be the mode of software development, and this is always useful, mostly useful for small and medium sized software. We will be looking at it how to identify small and medium sized or the detailed one later. But for now, since you have understood, there are three modes, and it extract effort, development time, average staff size, and productivity using the formula, then what will be the value for A, B, C, and D? Are you all interested to know that? So that it will bring some, estimation work easy. Do you want to know about it, everyone? Say
Yes,
yes.
please.
Okay. So here is one of the table I am going to bring in front of you, and I will encourage all of you to kindly take the screenshot of it. Okay. And it is said that when you are using organic way, organic mode, or semi-detached mode, or embedded mode, then the value of A, B, C, and D will vary like this. Okay. Just take the screenshot of this. That is going to be useful. And on the left hand side, the column is indicating to all types software development modes, be it organic, semi-detached, and embedded. And right side row will be talking about that the value of A, B, C, and D. So suppose that a project was estimated to be 4 million line of code, and calculate effort and time for each of the three modes. What do you have to do? Now you have known the value of this A, B, C, and D. When you will put it in front of these formula to extract the effort, development time, and average staff size, and productivity, easily you will be able to extract the answer for it by just putting the value of ABCD and knowing what will be the KLOC is the 4 million LOC that you are going to convert into KLOC. Let's look at it further. Have you taken the screenshot of it, everyone? In case you could not, just go back
Yes,
and refer
yes.
to the recording, and you will be.
Yes.
Let's move further. Okay. And here you see It says that towards the solution, as we know that three modes of development are organic, semi-detached, embedded. We know that the formula for effort is A into KLOC raised to B person per month, and development time will be C into effort raised to D months. And here we are given 4 million line of code that will refer to KLOC 400 kilo line of code. Is it clear?
Sorry, can I ask you a question here?
Yeah.
How can we get the 4 million LOC? Like, is it just an assumption, or there is a way to get the 4?
Okay, so generally what happens, we get to understand from the developers that what estimated line of code they will be developing for this model. So this line of code are given by developer. That's number one. Number two, sometime it may happen we need to recustomize some existing software to adapt it in a new development approach. So if there is existing software already and it has been developed in the older way using the line of code, we get the exact line of code from them. Okay, how many line of code has to be converted into the new development approach, and from there we just convert those number of 1,000 line of code into KLOC. Is it clear? There are two ways.
Yeah, thank you.
Yeah. Awesome.
Yeah,
You're
it.
welcome.
Can you go back to back? Can you go back to the previous slide, please?
Yeah, sure. Please take a screenshot if you have not taken. Kindly do so. And let me know once done.
Yeah, and one more thing, you said like these are the constants, right? A, B,
Yes.
C, and D, right? And these are limited to only up to the 4 million LOCs, or if it is a more than 4 million LOCs.
So 4 million LOC is just a reference, just an example, and it is not limited to them. Always the value of A, B, C, D will be like this only. It will not. The values won't vary. This is consonant, as I say.
Okay, even though the LOC, I mean, like the LOCs may change,
will change. Yeah.
This constants will be the same.
Yes, that's right.
So the value of ABCD is pretty standard.
Yeah, this is the standard. All right.
Okay, I have another question. I just want to know, so what is this 2.4? It's like 2.4 hours, days? What is this?
So as I said, this is see, as I said, this is the consonant. When you are willing to get the exact unit, you will require the unit for this, for the effort, for the development time, for the average staff size, for the productivity. Your A, B, C, D, its units are not going to change. Its consonant will be the same. But what you are withdrawing using this formula, their unit will be changed when it comes to effort or DT or ACE. Okay, fine.
Got it.
Have you taken the screenshot of it, everyone? Can I proceed further?
Yeah, Gaurav, I'm just trying to take the screenshot, and when I'm pasting it on Word, I mean, I'm just getting just some random picture, I'm not getting the same.
No problem. So what you can do if you are finding difficulty taking screenshot now, when you will refer to the recording, that time you can extract it. All right.
Okay. No problem. Yeah.
Just remember, we are into which minute? We are into 16 minutes of this session. Is it 16 minutes? No, it's not 16 minutes. It's 46 minutes of the session. Okay, 46 minutes of session. Just remember and go and get the screenshot later. All right, let's move further. So this we have discussed. So organic method, what will be that? We are knowing the line of code. We are knowing the value of ABCD. We are just putting for the effort, and we are getting approximately value 1295 per month. Development time approximately 38 months. It has been rounded off. And likewise, when you are putting ABCD, you are getting the effort approximately 2462 per month and development time 38.4. But it has been here rounded off. You will see 1295 and 3838. Okay, that we have discussed for semi-detached as well as for embedded mode. Why it came like that? Because we know here these are the three modes: organic, semi-detached, and embedded. And for organic, this formula will be these are the value of ABCD, and we are just trying to take it out for organic, semi or semi detached, and as well as for embedded. So Ashwini has something to say.
Yes, I have a question.
Yeah.
So we are doing budgeting now. I mean, we are learning budgeting.
Costing, yeah.
Yeah, costing.
Mhm.
And these lines of codes that we get after the development is done.
No, so there are two ways I said. Okay, one, we approach the there are two ways. One, you are developing a fresh project, fresh software. So you get this estimation from the developers, that how they think that how many line of code will go inside that. That's a number one, total estimation. Second, if you have already existing software and you are just you are adopting the new technology. Say for example, one has been developed using .NET, and now you are trying to customize the same software into the using new technology using Java. Okay, you will calculate it. You will calculate based on what is the line of code already has gone using .NET, and based on that you are bringing this calculation for organic or semi-detached or embedded one. So there are two
Okay.
ways. One is estimation,
Suppose
and
it's
second with the past development.
Sure. Okay. So if it's the type one, like we don't have the previous project or previous lines of code, it's a fresh project, and in that case, we'll be getting number of lines of code after the development is done.
No. As I said, estimation. So estimation. Estimation. These estimated line of code will be given by breaking into module by module by module, and tentatively by developers, and that can be combined further depending upon the types of it. Well, so as I said, this is for organic and semi-detached and embedded. You will also get to know about these type of software, whether it is going to be basic, intermediate, and detail. We will be looking about it more in detail in the coming slides. Okay, are you waiting?
Okay.
Yeah.
Yes. This I understood. One more follow-up question. So in case, like, this is the estimation, like you said, this is the estimation and not the actual lines of codes, right? So once the development is done and obviously the lines of codes vary. How does the costing affects in that point of time?
Okay, so always understand there is something what you might have known or experienced. There is something called buffering. Okay, when we are just doing the estimation part, and we are bringing the estimation based on the past available software, or going with the estimation for the newly developing model, we always consider the variation of 20%. We add them, and we go ahead further. Okay, is it clear to you? So
yes.
This concept will come later again further. Okay, for now, just you understand with this. All right, so let's move further.
Sorry. How do I read 4772 person month? How do I read this? Like I understand development time is 38 months. What do you mean by effort is 4772 person month?
Okay, so in a nutshell, together there will be 4772 months will be required, and you are calculating the size of person based on 4772. And when you will have sufficient manpower, say for example, what is going to happen, you will be working now that how many staff size for the development work I will be requiring. So you will do the further work. Okay, because now we were discussing this 4772 per person month, and we have got the time is equal to 380 38 months. So 38 months further will be developed into days, but and this is not for one small project, it can be the big, so it can be the enterprise level. So what will be the manpower? So you will do your division work and you will find that if in a nutshell we will be developing for an enterprise, it will come around 130 person. But do we really require 130%? No. So instead of going into the enterprise model, can we develop in a different teams working together? Say for example, can we have 12 team working together together in a smaller module of it? Okay, so when you will divide 4772 divide by 30, how much it comes? Let me do the calculation for you.
Approximately 125.
Okay.
Approximately 125.
125. So it is for enterprise. And say for example, we are, say for example, coming back to the same example, for a bank has come to you and they want to develop fund transfer model, and fund transfer model has to do with IMPS, EFT, ECS, ACS, and NACHA, and all those models. So a loan fund transfer may take, say for example, I'm just giving an example, 125 man days. Okay. So do you really require 125 people? It will be really headache to handle those 125 people. So what we will do, these four model we will be giving to 12 people, and we will let them develop. And we will find that how many again estimation would be required for one. Just give me a second, let me do the maths. 125 divided by 12, how much it would be? Okay, 10 timlets. So there is a method which will be called is so there is a concept of timlet. We will be looking at it when we will be bringing safe learning as well. So we will be have 10 timlets and 10 different scrum or say safe coaches or safe practitioner, and along with the product owner who will be taking charge of these 10 modules. Okay, and together they will be developing and they will be working in a safe practice mode. What is safe, how it will get involved, we will be looking at it later. Okay, but for now you understand this way.
Yeah.
So, thank you. So let's move further.
Gaurav, I have a question in this. So when we are, suppose this is the work of project manager, right, to decide on budgeting. So how do we plan on whether the mode of development will be organic, semi-detached, and or embedded?
Okay.
And do the calculations vary into that?
Yeah. So calculation will vary, as you know. If you have taken the screenshot of this, you will see the calculation will vary based on ABCD's value in organic, semi-detached, and embedded. How we will get to know whether it is organic, semi-detached, or embedded? That's your question, is right?
Yes, means who
Yeah.
will decide this?
Who will decide? So we are going to look at it, how to get it, whether it is organic, semi detached, or embedded in coming slides. All right, can we move further now?
Okay,
yes,
sure.
yeah, super. So we have discussed this. Okay, so identify the project type. So as it says, how we will decide whether it is organic, semi-detached, and embedded, that was the question. So it depends upon the size of the line of code. So anywhere, if it is varying from 2 to 50 kilo line of code, it will come under organic. If it is varying from 50 to 300 kilo line of code, it will come under semi-detached, and 300 and above kilo line of code, that will be considered under embedded. Is it clear so far? Yeah.
Yes.
Okay,
Yes.
all right. So now, based on this organic, semi-detached, and embedded, the size of the team will also vary. So size of team, for organic, you would require semi-size. Okay. For embedded, you would require a large size. You remember we were talking about 400 million line of code. Sorry, 400 kilo line of code, and we got to know that the size of the team will be 125. So why it came? Because it was under embedded. The semi-detached, it will be require medium size. So here, if it was 125, medium size, it might be 50 or 60. Okay. For small size, it could be up to 10. Okay, not more than that. So what will be the experience of the developer vary? It will be vary as per the need. Okay, for organic, we will require experienced developer, of course. Semi-detached, you might require the average experience, because organic, it is quite narrowed one. Semi-detached, okay, it is time consuming, even though you will have sufficient time to get training on the job as well, and very little previous experience is required for enterprise level, because it will be further distributed, and it has not just that you will have only expert on the board, because budgeting may go high, and you have to take into consideration everyone, what kind of environment would require, and how it will vary. So environment, it has to be for close tight working people. It's okay if they know each other. It can impact on the productivity. Semi-detached, you have sufficient time, because even it is less familiar, eventually it will grow. Embedded, significant environment changes will happen, and it is expected and it is known. So even if it is going with the new hiring, you don't have to worry about their training and then getting into the speed with the long enterprise level of the projects. So deadlines in organic, you are very much knowing that when is the deliverable. So it is not always tight, because you are very much focused towards organic development, software development mode. For coming to semi-detached, it will be the medium safe. Sometime you might require to stretch at the work, okay, and then develop it. Embedded, you will be very much focused, because if it varies at the start, if it is not disciplined at the start, the entire project may go chaos. So be very much focused when it comes towards the embedded software development mode for different type of softwares. So here the examples are also given for organic, semi-detached, and embedded. For embedded, say for example, we are trying to develop air traffic monitoring system. For semi-detached, if you are developing utility system could be for phone bills, or for energy bills, or anything else. Payroll system, if you are developing in the organic way. So this you can refer into organic. If you want, you can take screenshot of it as well. But remember, when I was giving you the example, how it will be helping you, how we will be distributing into the teams, because team plays very vital role. So we need to understand what kind of team will go inside it. Okay, so any question around it? Can we move further towards the development approach and team?
Yeah.
Yes.
What do you mean
So
by familiar environment? What do you mean by familiar?
so familiar environment means you are knowing mostly each other. Okay. So it's why? Because it impacts the productivity as well. Okay. So productivity means new hiring take time to come to the speed. Okay. If you are already existing and you can bring on board, so how will you get to see that same team can work for you? So for that, we will be touch basing one concept of safe, that is Scrum Agile framework. So there we so Scrum Agile framework enterprise, when we will be looking at it, there is a one concept that training a team in a way that the same team can be repeated for the smaller module accomplishment, smaller module development accomplishment, and in a go they will also continue to get more responsibility, and by following it, when they are taking more responsibility, how they can be further promoted as well in the safe that we are going to learn. But for now, just understand familiarity level with the existing team working here, and in case not existing team member in the project or the company, if you are bringing on board, it will be quite easy to enhance the productivity. So someone has raised their hand. Go ahead if you have any question. Suchita, yeah, go ahead.
Yes, sir. I don't have a question, but would you please meet Deepika? I think the voice is correct in between thanking and it's bothering me.
Okay. So guys, in case you
Thank
are
you.
contributing into the question and answer, or in case the discussion, please remain unmuted. But in case you are not contributing but willing to contribute at home in another discussion, kindly remain mute. Is it clear, everyone? So I think it is yes, and we can move further into the next slide. So when we are talking about the next slide, and before I move, I have some chat messages. Let me look at them. Okay. So I got the message of please unmute yourself, everyone. No, keep muted if you are not contributing. Remain unmuted if you are willing to contribute. Okay, so when we are talking about, okay, fine. Gaurav, you talked about, estimation will come. Gaurav, you talked about estimated line of code will be shared by developers. Don't you think when they will share with us how the project has come and when they will say, do you want to know about it?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
So
Yes.
let me reveal about it in the framework style, and one framework which we have already shared with you, and that was this Scrum framework. Okay. So in Scrum framework, there is one product owner who create the product backlog. Last time we have spoken, what is the product backlog is the broken down requirement into the smaller pieces, will be called as epic. When you will simply narrow it down further, it does not remain in theory. Ultimately it has to become the action item. So you start this, and there is one champion scrum master who will be making sure everyone is following the Scrum framework or Scrum practices. We'll be looking at it more in detail towards the Scrum practices. Few of them we might have known already, or we will be reaching out into the further slide while we will be explaining. So understand one. So there are multiple, ceremonies happen. Ceremonies means what? What I generally speak when we start our learning. Ceremonies means what, everyone?
Meetings.
Meetings. All right. So the very first meeting under Scrum framework goes as sprint planning meeting. What kind of meeting, everyone?
Sprint planning.
Yeah, please remember that. So when you repeat, you remember it well. So sprint planning meeting, and when you decide and when you discuss about what exactly goes inside, all the inputs you take over here. So here the estimation will be taken by every single person, be it developer or coder. You will be capturing all the details over in the sprint planning meeting. Is it clear, everyone? Say yes, if it has gone inside mind. Yeah, so cool. So and further, everything will be boiling towards the action item. Who will do what? Okay. And with this estimation, the outcome is clear. What at the end of the sprint we are going to achieve, that will be actionable item assigned to every single individual person, and that will be coming toward the sprint backlog. That will be called as sprint backlog. Okay. And the rough
Hi, Gaurav.
estimation.
Sorry for interrupting.
Yeah.
If you want to take a water break, you can please go ahead. I can continue from here.
Okay,
Let me
fine.
know.
So yeah, you can pitch in. So yeah, you
Yes. Okay.
yeah, take over.
So you were on the task, right? Sprint
Yeah,
backlog.
yeah, and we will
Yes.
continue this, and then we'll move towards the field. Yeah.
So guys, till now, Gaurav has been explaining you different kind of development, processes, how the coding works, and everything. But here the important part is how this Scrum framework looks, because it's kind of practical to understand how your daily schedule, how your monthly schedule is going to look like, and accordingly you have to manage your, all the activities. So here, till now, he has explained from all the product owners' responsibilities and how the product backlog looks. So coming to, sorry, sprint backlog. See, I'll like to start with the difference between what is a sprint backlog and what is a product backlog. So basically, you will have per se some number of sprints in your projects. Like maybe if it is a 5 months project and your sprint is of 2 weeks, so there will be like 10 sprints, right? So every sprint will have to do to-do list or work items to be worked upon, that comes from product backlog. And for every sprint, whatever you couldn't complete, per se, imagine if you had 10 items to be worked upon and you just finished 8, so 2 are remaining. This might happen sometimes due to deprioritization or due to some other activities. So those 2 activities will go to sprint backlog. Okay, and your sprint backlog would look like this. Or also, whatever you have to work upon, that you have to take from the sprint backlog list or catalog. And the product backlog is like a I would say mothership. It's like the main storage, or it's the main list from where you keep taking the uh, work items for every sprint. So always remember, see, even here it is shown that product backlog is shown bigger and sprint backlog is shown smaller. So product backlog has everything, whatever is there in product backlog, that would be developed. If something is not mentioned in the product backlog, then it will not be a part of this project or development. Okay, always remember this. So people who are attending this for the first time, I would suggest and request them to just go ahead with the understanding. There might be some things that you must be listening or hearing for the first time, and that is absolutely fine. It's okay. Just uh, we will be revising all these concepts in very much detail very soon for you. People who have already attended the sessions on this, they know that it's quite easy. It's really relatable and understandable. So just go with the flow. So here comes the sprint cycle. So here, see, sprint 2 to 4 weeks. It has been mentioned. That means a sprint can be of 2 weeks or 4 weeks, 1 week, 3 week, anything. Preferably, widely, it is generally of 2 weeks, because that's kind of comfortable and that serves the purpose of faster development. So see here, there is a cycle. Okay, can everybody see that sprint 2 to 4 written? It's inside a cycle. Yes, can everybody feel that way, that it looks like a cycle? Yeah, because the arrows
Yeah.
Yes,
because
yes.
those are the arrows and they are just infinitely moving. Okay, so it's not one directional, it is not a box, it's basically a cycle. And then you have a arrow towards the right, towards review. So see, all these images, they are very carefully selected or prepared for this presentation, because all of them have very depth and have a very detailed meaning. So what this cycle shows is, this cycle shows that you as a Scrum team will keep developing the features or the task, or completing the task till you complete it, and then you go to the review part. You understand this? Yes. Why it is a cycle? Why it is not a box? Yes. Yes. No. Please respond,
Yes.
guys.
Yeah, Prerna,
Yes. Yeah.
I have a question.
Yeah. Go ahead.
Yeah. So before we were talking about the line of codes and everything, because today I'm attending the first time, and the thing is, the it takes time. The fun when I come to the Scrum framework, and when I see the first the top of the screen on the left hand side, it says inputs from end users and everything, right? So we already got the project timeline. For example, we are working on the payroll system or something. We took it as like a 10 month 5 months project. Okay, so in that 5 months project, does it all include your inputs, the product owner backlog, preparing your product owner backlogs, and the tasks, the sprint preparation, everything? It includes everything in that.
May I answer it?
Yes. Apparently, the sprint. Yeah. Gaurav, you want to go ahead?
Yeah, a simple answer is yes. As I said, the larger requirement broken down into the smaller pieces. Okay. So what larger requirement? The larger requirement comes from here. The first requirement gathering has happened, first meeting has happened, and then you are getting into creating the epic. Who will create the epic and features? Product owner will create that, and the small pieces of user stories will be discussed into the sprint planning meeting. Did I answer your question?
So it has a project including these steps are included in our effort time, right?
Yeah, so requirement gathering has already come. Customer has said that, okay, I need these I need these modules up to this date. Now you are arranging the resources and all. Okay, but before arranging the resources and all, you have also while doing so, you have also broken down the larger requirement into the smaller epics, the smaller goal, bigger goal in the smaller goals. Got it? Yeah. Over. Back to you, Prerna.
Goro, I have a question.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yes.
Can you hear?
Go ahead.
Okay,
go
so yeah, I was wondering that is any kind of like VA plays a role in there,
Yeah,
or before a project initiates a project, I mean, product owner or product manager initiate a project or trying to do calculation and everything. So before they do any kind of business analysis in practical scenario.
Yeah. So as I said, that input from end user comes. Do you see that product owner alone collects those requirements? So you have seen in the past discussion, what is the bare minimum basic work of business analysis would be, business analyst would be. The bare minimum work, what is that?
Taking the input from the stakeholders
Taking
and
the
the
requirements
exactly.
requirements
there.
gathering.
So there your business analysis work will go. You're getting that answer? Yeah?
Yes.
Okay. So
Okay.
thank you for asking and getting clarity. Back to you, Prerna. Sorry,
Yes. So we were at the sprint, and I was explaining that this is like a cycle. This not like a cycle. This is a cycle. Until the time we continue all the sprint, for every sprint we will have review. Okay. So what is a sprint review? As the name suggests. Okay. Before sprint, if you could see product backlog refinement and Scrum Master coming in picture. So what it does is, what do we mean by product backlog refinement? That means that before completing that particular sprint, we even check our product backlog. Okay, is it as per the proper I would say as per the sprint's requirement, as per the sprint demand. Gaurav, can you please continue? Gaurav, are you there? Hello.
Yeah, sure, Prerna. I'm taking it up. So
Yeah. I need to get back to my kid.
No problem. So as say product backlog refinement, it has also continued to happen. What happens? So here, business analysts play major role. So what kind of major role? So when product owners, business analyst starts from here, or they are involved from the inception of the this framework. There is a time where analysis and design work is done, and A&D, we will call it analysis and design. Design will be developed by developers, but basic analysis will be done for the entire software or project which is to be developed by business analyst. But there, when the implementation is implementation is at work, every single day they will be meeting for this. What is that? Scrum meeting is happening, to which we may call it as a daily stand-up or daily Scrum meeting. With me so far, say yes or no. Able to understand?
Yes.
Yeah? Awesome. Yes. So they will just meet for 10 minutes to 15 minutes max. How long they will meet every single day? How long?
10 to 15 minutes.
10 to 15 minutes.
15 minutes.
What they will do in this 10 to 15 minutes? They have the focus focus theme to sing. What will be the focus theme? So remember or speak with me. As next state, last state, bottleneck. Next state, last state, bottleneck. Speak with me. It's a next state, last state, bottleneck. What is this going to be?
Next step, last step,
Last step, bottleneck.
It's not step. It is next 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. It is next 8, last 8, and bottleneck. Is it clear now? What I say?
What does that mean?
8. That's a good question. What does it mean? So what do you think? What would be the meaning behind those 8? Who can answer that?
8 hours.
Exactly, Disha. You got it right. So 8 hours. Why 8 hours?
It's a working day.
It's a working hours. That's right, Disha.
Yes.
So next 8, what you are planning to do into the next 8 hours? Last 8, what you have done in last 8 hours? Okay, bottleneck. So first last 8, you will be speaking. We have done this in last 8 hours. Next 8, we are planning to do this in the next 8 hours. Bottleneck. Did you did you experience any hindrances or prevention in moving forward towards accomplishing your next work or last work that you are just going to share? Nothing more than that, not lesser than that. So what you will tend to happen the moment problem comes, people who are having the concern with the problem you are raising will tend to get into the solution mode. Okay, do you need to discuss the solution of the problem in this daily scrum meeting? If it is
No.
on
No.
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 So future scrum master pay a very close attention. No more discussion other than last it, next it, and bottle it. And in case at all further discussion is required, scrum master, please make a note that you will be taking these people who raise and who are having the urge to give the solution together into the separate room, into the separate meeting. Once everyone is done with the scrum meeting, daily stand-up meeting. Is it clear to all of you? The plan for this
Yeah.
in the daily stand-up? Awesome. And this will happen
Yes, sir.
daily until the models is developed and you invite one wonderful person that is your customer over here in the sprint review meeting after certain days, that you have decided that this I will be developing maximum for 4 weeks or medium for 2 weeks. This is called as sprint duration. What it will be called as? Sprint. What it will be called as? This duration would be?
Sprint duration.
Yeah, sprint is the duration. So it will be called a sprint. You will invite your customer to take a review, take a look back how this what they had given to develop us one smaller module. Just demonstration will happen how it was developed, whether it matched the customer's requirement or not. The moment customer give it a go, you will be ready to ship it further. With me so far, ship it means the deployment will come into the picture where if customer is happy, everything will get towards the closer. When things, every task will be closed, sprint backlog is getting closed because customer has given the go. And when everything gets closed, the model or module will be shipped or deployed towards the customer's location. With me so far, say yes if you are able to understand me. Yeah.
Yes.
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 And while it
Yes,
is
sir.
happening, you will come back towards the sprint planning meeting of the next sprint. But before that, hold a meeting, dear Scrum Master, with everyone, barring the product owner, to understand what did you do well, any area of improvement was required or not, how could have you done things better. Take a complete note of it, and that will come as a learning lessons. And then when you are jumping to the next sprint planning meeting, utilize those learning as an action item for the next sprint. Is it clear? The Scrum framework clear? Yeah?
Yes.
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 So 4 types of ceremonies you did. Sprint planning meeting. Okay. Second ceremony, daily stand-up meeting. Third ceremony, sprint review meeting, where you are inviting customer. And now customer gives a go, deployment happens. And before entering into the next sprint planning meeting or the next sprint, you are holding the fourth meeting into the same ongoing sprint, the sprint retrospective meeting, where you discuss the learning. With me so far, everyone say yes if you are good.
Yeah.
Now,
Yes.
because we are talking about various teams, understand the team has to be developed. You remember that I was talking that when such input happens, then product owner decide the team as well. You remember that, everyone? Say yes. He works
Yes.
towards forming the team and all. So I was talking about it. So what kind of team? This team will be called as this.
Self-organizing. Okay.
So can all of you read this? Self-organizing and cross-functional? Yeah?
Gaurav,
Yeah.
I'm back.
Yeah.
FYI.
So yes, Prerna, you can take from this slide, please.
Yeah, definitely. Okay, now this is one of the very interesting and very useful topics, I would say, because this is how you're going to work in an organization when you are enrolled or assigned into a project. And I just heard somebody saying, self-organizing and cross-functional. So absolutely right. And these words, as plain as they sound in English, that is their meaning. self-organizing word, what feeling or what understanding you get from that word? Can anybody say? 2 to 3 people at least. What do you understand when you say self? Okay, now there is a theory, but okay, please don't try to cheat and read that.
So
What do you
like
understand?
maturity, mature team.
Very well said. Yes.
Being
And
proactive.
what? Yes. And what do you mean by mature, Poonamji? Yeah.
So in mature team, the developer, they know, it's not like they are mature enough to be open, uh, be open about their work,
Okay.
trust, the
Very well said.
basic principle.
Very well use of word. Trust is one of the very important factors. So thank you for your inputs, both of you. So absolutely right. Self-organizing simply means that they do not need any micromanagement over them. Okay. So it's like, how you make your toddler or kid or niece or nephew study. You sit with them, you will point your finger at every word. How do you do that? Such level of micromanagement. But then tomorrow the same kid becomes a teenager and becomes quite lenient and very disciplined. Do you need to do that, the similar efforts that you did earlier?
No.
Yes, no?
No.
No.
Right? Why? Because they are motivated, they are disciplined, they are self-organized, right? These are the words we use for them, right? So same way, this team is very mature, very tightly coupled, very closely knit. They are, they trust each other very well. They are highly skilled. Now, that's one of the very important input. Like, see, because when you have all this skill required to do a job, when you are experienced enough, when you have the maturity to understand how to work in a team proactively, with leadership qualities, without hurting others, or taking everybody with you as you go on, this team becomes the best and they give the best output. Because you see, all the positive traits are there, all the positive features they have, and they are developing at their best. So ultimately, the result is gonna be really good. And this is what we are looking for in Scrum, because in such a small period of time, you cannot afford to waste any time on misunderstanding, not developing, or not able to correlate, cooperate. No, there is no time and no place for such ambiguity. That's why we use this self-organizing and highly motivated cross-functional team. By the way, cross-functional means what?
It's
Means
a
they have
collective.
different kind of people, like they can have front end developers, back end developers, DBA, the QA, the manager will be there. So all whatever will be required in a project, means like if it is it has to be developed in certain code. So whatever language has been used, or whatever backend has to be used, all those kind of people should be there together.
Thank you so much, Prashasti. You have explained it very well. Rather, I would say perfect. So, as Prashasti just mentioned, one second. Sorry. As Prashasti just mentioned, we would have a blend of everybody, starting from the front end to the back end, and from developers, from manager, from testers, from architects, from DBAs, everyone, because your project would need everybody, right? And now this is a group, it would include everyone who is required. Okay, so for understanding purpose, we'll read out the I'll request 3 different people who have not answered or said anything till now. Please read out the paragraphs mentioned in this on the screen. 3 different people, please go ahead.
Can you hear me?
Yes, Dilip, go ahead.
Okay. First one, a self-organizing team is one that does not depend or wait for a manager to assign work. Instead, these teams find their own work and manage the associated responsibilities and timelines. So I have a
Perfect.
comment
Thank you.
here. I
Yeah.
have a small
Yes.
comment. The way, I mean, one of the ways to consider the team is there is no manager. The team kind of coordinate themselves. But that's the old thought. I don't know, maybe it's changed now.
That is the sorry.
That's the way we used to think in the very old days, that the manager is external to the Scrum team. The Scrum
No, but
team,
yeah.
yeah, that is the way it was, but
Because
now
you
maybe
were
it is changed.
self motivated and you were highly organized and you were highly skilled, right? Wasn't
Right.
it?
Yeah.
Yes. So same way, see here we are saying there is no manager. That doesn't mean we do not have any senior authority. We do have Scrum Master, we do have product owner, right? But then why this sentence is mentioned this way, that the manager won't come and tell you, hey, buddy, work on this or work on that. I have assigned you this task, which generally happens in a typical development framework. See, because a tester would know that he has to do a testing, a developer would know that he has to develop something. So as per the experience, as per the expertise, they distribute work amongst them. See, it's basically not even 8 to 10 people. It's such a less amount of people. They know that everybody has assigned chores. Like in a house, we have kind of unsaid rule of, who will do what. So same way, they also know. So nobody has to go and micromanage. That's why I use the word micromanage. Nobody has to come and tell them, because they know what they have to do, and they not only do within timelines and within the given time frame and with quality. Okay, so everybody understands this point. Thank you for your input, Dilip. It was really nice to know that you really worked in this culture. That's a great input. So yeah, somebody else would read the second point, please.
Yeah, I will read it.
Yeah,
You
go
can hear
ahead.
me?
Yeah, Parag, go ahead.
Yeah. Cross-functional teams include all competencies and domain knowledge without depending on others outside the team.
Yes, and I think we have discussed this enough, that we have everyone who is required in the project. So we ultimately do not have to rely on somebody from outside the project. Okay, you have developers, testers, BA, architect, analysts, everyone. So you don't have to go outside your team or outside your project to search for anybody else. There is no interdependency. Generally, it's the ideal case, but in case if we feel we would need some higher skill, we might borrow resources, but that happens quite rarely. Generally, the team is self-sufficient and they manage things on their own. Okay, next point.
I will read
Please
it.
read out.
A cross
Yes.
functional team is a group of people with different functional expertise working towards a common goal.
Perfect. Now this is like a gist of all the points we discussed. So a cross-functional team with a group of people who have different functional expertise as well. So basically, a BA is expert in documentation, understanding, analyzing. He or she is not an expert in development, whereas a developer is a hardcore developer. He breathes and drinks and sweats coding, and he's totally into it. And he knows what he is doing. So everybody is best in their own line of work, and then they work towards a common goal. That's like a sprint goal for each sprint, and ultimately the project delivery. Okay, so anybody has any questions in this? I know it's a new term, but it's, if you think about it, it's really practical and it's really realistic, and it really happens in organizations who are implementing Scrum. And so if you do not have any doubts, I'll request Gaurav to go ahead. Yeah, Gaurav. Yes. Now let's just, I just want 5 different people who haven't spoken yet, who hasn't spoken yet. Just read out one liner, because we have already explained all of this. Yeah, go ahead. And if you have
Okay,
any doubts, let me know.
I take first
Yeah,
one.
yeah, go
The
ahead.
term self-organizing has been interpreted in a variety of ways.
A self-organizing team doesn't need a manager.
Self-organizing team
s-
doesn't need a project manager.
A self-organizing team forms itself without any outside interference.
A
Yes, and
self-organizing team doesn't
go ahead.
answer to anyone.
Perfect. Thank you so much for answering. Sorry, thank you so much for reading, not answering. So yes, everybody, we just discuss all this, that they don't need a manager, they don't need a project manager, and they manage themselves without anybody's supervision or micromanagement. And then because see, when you deal with the best, when you are working with such highly motivated and result oriented and skilled people, they don't need to answer it to anyone, right? Even if there is a delay, or even if there is some timelines pushing, that it would be genuine, because there would be some technical issue, and then they would tell you that, okay, there are some technical complexities, and then, or maybe the requirements were not so clear, or whatever it is. So you go by their word, okay, you don't question them, because they are the best in your team. And there is no say, there is no doubt in their work or their work ethics. So ultimately, you're lucky to have such people in your team, and you go ahead with them, and they provide the best results. So this is about the team again. Yeah, Gaurav, can we move to next slide, please? Yes. So again, 5 different people to read out.
I'll go with the first one. Cross-functional teams can be viewed as a team of cross-functional individuals with different functional and domain expertise.
Yes, we know this. It's a cross-functional individuals, different people for different functionalities.
For example, if
example,
one effort is weakening a sprint cycle, then in a cross functional team, members with stronger skills can associate and work with other team members to complete the sprint on time.
Perfect. This is like how I'm not sure did you implement it, but I think we all have done that during our school days. If you have a best friend, or if you have a group of close friends, and then it was like unknowingly the subjects were distributed. Like, I loved algebra, so I mean, my thing was like to teach algebra to people or my friends who were not so confident about algebra. And if somebody else, they were good in history, or maybe in geometry, or any other topic like science, and they would teach science. So how did it happen? Everybody had their plus and minuses, so you help each other. You help each other to rise, and you help each other to complete their work. Okay, so this is what happens in case someone's effort is weakening, or there are genuine issues of some absenteeism, some health issues, some natural calamities, some personal tragedies or issues. Somebody's not turning up. Even in such situation, this team comes together and work as a family, and ensure that they deliver on time, without affecting the timeline. Yeah. Next point.
encourage.
Next point.
Sorry.
Mm-hmm.
A cross-functional team should be able to self-organize and keep a continuous flow of features after every sprint.
Yes. So this definitely, we have discussed the first part, that they are self-organized and keep a continuous flow of features means in every sprint, all the tasks, all the requirements, all the product backlog or sprint backlog items that you have agreed upon, those have to be delivered. Okay, there is no doubt about it. In case there is some deprioritization, some request from client or something else, that's fine. But otherwise, you have to stick to the plan, and you have to deliver whatever was discussed and agreed upon. So that means continuous flow of feature. That means in every sprint, you have to deliver what was meant, what was agreed upon. Yeah. Next point.
Encouraging employees to become cross-functional individuals create workforce flexibility.
Yes. So here what they're saying is, when you are cross-functional, that means from different functionalities, you are really skilled in that. You as a team or as a manager create workflow that is flexible. That means, see, if see, I mean, on a personal note, I started my career as a developer, okay, because I did my master's in computer applications. I started my career as a developer, then I got into team management, then I worked with managers, then I got into project management. So in a way, my profile got a flexibility to work even in development, even in functionality or techno functional, right? So same way, or similar way, people who are there are some developers who are very good designers also. There are some developers who are very good testers also. They have a keen interest in testing also. There are some analysts who are very good in testing. There are some testers who assist analysts very well. They give the inputs, they share the functionality flow. So everybody is kind of intertwined, and they know other functionalities. They are flexible, so that really helps you to create a workforce that has much more qualities than having a single skill. That is what it explains. Yeah, next point please.
Okay.
Last point.
Expertise in one area and shallow experience across the board help in lowering defects and speed up cycle time.
Yes. So this is basically you are an expert in one of the skills, and as well as you also have knowledge in other areas. That's not expected to be the best, but at least you have a decent idea when an issue comes, when a doubt comes, whenever there is brainstorming, you can definitely give your input. So what it says is expertise in one area and shallow experience. That means not in depth they're asking for, but at least good to know for understanding purpose. Such experience helps in lowering defects and speed up the cycle time. So this helps that in ensuring that there are no I would say defects. I mean, your product is defect free, or there are minimum defects, or as well as speed up the cycle time. That means your delivery is faster, right? So all these things, having such skilled people, knowing their work, knowing their skill level, this all ultimately helps in faster deliveries, defect-free delivery, flexible workforce, continuous flow of features every sprint. So all these things, whatever we are discussing here, these are the real life practical scenario that happens in organization who follow Scrum. Okay. Yeah. Any doubts in this? If no, then I'll request Gaurav to go ahead. Yes. Now, this is I think, should be the last point on this. So these are the 7 ways which need to let go, or which are kind of curtailed when we follow this. So what are the 7 points? 7 different people, please read out 7 points.
Delays,
Defects,
Partially done work,
Work, paperwork,
Okay.
task
task
switching,
switching,
Hands off.
handoff,
Extra
Handoff,
feature.
extra feature, and paperwork. Okay. So because we work with such great, or such, I would say, skilled and motivated team, there are no delays. The defects are minimized, or defects are kind of curtailed. We just discussed in the earlier slide. Partially done work we means, see, you remember we just discussed that if somebody is weak, or because of some they are not performing, the other team members would come and club and help them to finish. So there is nothing that is there is no half baked cake. That's for sure. Everything is completed. So there is no partially or incomplete work. Paperwork means, because we are so much into implementation, we let go of the unnecessary paperwork. Again, I am saying unnecessary paperwork because it's a very trick question that they ask in interviews, that Scrum does not have any documentation, yes or no. So the answer is no. Scrum process does have documentation, but that's a minimum and required one, like BRD, FRD, and other documents that customer or client may ask for. Okay. The next is task switching. Now, task switching means, many a times, this happens. You see in hospitals, the nurse works in shifts, and before they go, they leave the shift, they give the handover to the other nurse. Yeah. Have you seen this? Or people who have
Yes.
worked in shifts, maybe for product support, application support, any kind of support work, or even they give that handover. So what is that? So, okay, whatever work I have done, so it's okay while you're giving support, but when you're developing, when you're completing something, it's very tough because, you know, your half work the other person will do, then they might not be aware from what was your thought process and things like that. So that is better to avoid. So we don't get into that. Second is handoff. Same way, you give your handover to somebody else, and then they continue. So basically, every single person is responsible for their work, and then they do their work, uh, you know, effectively. So that simply means that in every situation, you do not need to, kind of pass your work from one person to another team member. So, and because this generally happens in development team, like for example, a junior developer is not able to develop something, so they might ask for guidance or assistance to a senior developer, or their manager, at times technical manager, and then they might just say this, I'll take care of it. So this, so they will leave that particular piece of code or piece of functionality, and somebody else will do that. Okay, but then in Scrum, where everybody is very skilled, these kind of things are avoided, and they are not entertained. And the last is extra feature. That simply means do what is necessary or do what has been told or agreed upon. Do not get into the unnecessary side of completing extra work which was not asked for. Yeah. Gaurav, I just looked at the time, and I think we are already past our time limit. So
Yeah, I think although only 2 slides are remaining,
uh-huh.
so one has a picture, one has text. So
Yeah, so just go ahead. I'll just have a look. If
yeah,
everybody's okay, can we just finish the topic? Yeah. And the
Yes.
next, this is
Yes.
the only text is remaining, Gaurav. Yeah.
yeah, this is only text and one
Oh,
is
great.
picture.
Yes. So yeah, three different people, three sentences, please. We'll just finish the topic, right? So there will be continuity. Great. Go
Cross
ahead.
cross-functional team members develop the process, they will work together.
Perfect.
The business domain expert
Mm-hmm.
give
Go ahead.
continuous feedback, which helps to shorten the cycle time and guides the team members when to stop overdosing on a feature so that the business value can be realized in a timely manner.
Very well said. And this is a very important point. You remember in the earlier slide, we had extra feature. See, basically what happens, I'll tell you where it comes from. As a developer, some people or most of them are so passionate, so they just keep working, and they're developing functionality. And then, out of nowhere from their own mind, they will try to develop something which was not even asked for. Like, they will say, okay, you asked for this button, but then I gave this link and I gave this additional feature. First of all, nobody has asked for it. So why are you wasting your time, your energy, your resources, right? And this actually happens in real life, because sometimes you just, you go with the flow. You're taken things too far, and you're just, got into it, then the groove. But then it is not right. Okay, from development, from senior management point of view, from delivery point of view, please do not indulge in any extra features which are not asked. That, and that is it. Doesn't matter how you feel it can be appropriate. See, you might suggest a client and you feel if it might add value to it, and if they agree, but do not do anything on your own. It's just like, when you get an order for a cake, you would really like if they follow your instructions, right? If they add something out of their own will and wish, and you do not like it, will you be happy as a client? Yeah.
No,
No.
no.
No,
No.
nobody would be, right? You would clearly say, I had given you instructions. Why did you go out of way and did what you wanted, right? It's even, it's inappropriate. So same way, please do not indulge in overdosing. That's why these, you would see such a heavy use of words, overdosing on features. Just stick to what was discussed. Yeah, and the last point.
Cross-functional teams are more productive than teams with similarly skilled people working on similar projects.
Yes, we just discussed that they are highly skilled, highly motivated, highly result oriented, and they don't do handoff. They don't do, they just task switching. So that's why, because of all this, they are highly I would say productive, more productive. So always remember, if somebody asks you what's the difference between a normal team and a scrum team, now this is your answer. You can rewatch the video and get it. Yeah, Gaurav, the last screen, please. Yes, I I really like this screen. See, it looks so nice, you know. So, look at the color combination. Now, developers are all blue. I don't know why, because they always feel blue or something like that. So they are in blue. Testers in yellow. Analysts are in orange. So these are like different parts. They are different functionalities. But look at the cross-functional team. They are so colorful. You have everyone from every team. And please do not think, okay, there's only one BA and four developer. No, it's just a pictorial representation. There can be multiple BAs, there can be multiple team members. So this simply means you have a mix and blend of everything. Everybody agrees? Everybody understood? Any doubt?
Yes.
No.
Yeah. Okay. 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 Yeah, Gaurav, over to you. Thank you so much.
All right. Thank you so much, everyone. Thank you so much, Prerna, for taking this up. And the very first question to the first timer, how was it for you? So who had raised the hand first? I think it was Hashmat. So
Yeah,
Hashmat.
it was good. Learned a lot of new things today.
Okay.
So
Day one and able to connect, right?
yeah.
Awesome. Who else was there?
A lot of things were quite general, which
General.
I mean, I come from a telecom background,
Awesome.
so so I can relate with the concepts of cross-functional teams and how they are effective and all these things.
Amazing. You were
And of
able
course,
to relate.
calculating the project timelines, the formulas that you give are very useful.
Okay. Thank you so much, Parag. So, Sanjay, what do you have to say? What do you feel like saying?
I agree. I agree with Parag. The formula was pretty useful. I could use that formula to do the effort and the development time calculation.
And rest all you were able to connect, relate, understand?
Yes.
Yes. Okay. Cool. Thank you so much, Sanjay. Yeah, Naveen, what do you feel like saying?
Yeah, it's everything is good. Today's the first day. It's all related to me, and I already worked in a healthcare IT where there's about the startup in India. Yeah, I can
Amazing.
understand. Yeah,
Glad.
and one more thing. This is all related to the PMPO or to the business analyst to
Yeah.
the
So
BA.
as I said, that is a 4-track combination, PMPO, BA Okay. We are done with BA part. Okay. We got into PM and PO that's going on, and will be also touching back the concept of PM project management towards the end. But before that, we will be completing safe. So we are going ahead with this part of product ownership and all. Yeah, product owner and
Currently,
then
you're on the
safe.
product ownership.
Yeah. So thank you so much, Naveen, for sharing that. You were able to connect. What do you feel like saying, Deepika? Overall, how did you find it? Were able to relate, connect, understand?
Yes, I connected well today and I understood everything.
Okay, thank you so much, Deepika. Preeti, what do you feel like saying?
Oh, well, as I always say, this is getting better and better. So I'm glad that we are getting into all these new topics. So thank you.
Amazing, Preeti. Disha, what do you feel like saying? And then we'll ask to Sachita. Yeah.
When you started with the cost and calculation, it was a little difficult for me to understand. But as and when we went forward, I could relate and understand. But again, I'll go through the video tomorrow and get the more concept cleared. But the rest was very good.
Awesome. So please, yeah, rewatch this video. Thank you so much. Suchita, what do you feel like saying? And then we'll move to Poonam.
A good learning experience for me.
Thank you so much, Suchita. And Poonam, what do you?
Yeah, so the first half was little difficult to digest, but I have taken screenshots and I will listen to the video and self-learn before tomorrow's class.
Yeah, sure. Poonam, please go through the recording. Thank you so much, Poonam. Let's hear from Prashasti. What do you feel like saying? And then we'll move to Dipali. Yeah,
Thank you,
Prashasti.
Gaurav and Prerna. So it was quite good. The budgeting part was quite informative and new for me. And it's quite helpful the way you guys have taught it. So Thank you so much for that.
Thank you, Prashasti. Glad that you were able to understand that. Dipali, and then we'll move to Harman. Dipali, what do you feel like saying?
It was my first session, but I went through the recent videos yesterday, so I could relate little bit with the Scrum and other roles, cross-functional and all. But that formula was a little bit difficult for me, but I'll try to get into it tomorrow with practice. And
Sure,
thank you.
Dipali. Yeah, sure, Dipali, please do so. Harman, what do you feel like saying? And then we'll move to Mansa. Harman.
Yes, it was good. The formula was helpful,
Yeah.
and I do have a project lead background, so I can I wasn't manager but like a lead role, so I can connect with a lot of terms here.
Amazing. Glad to know about it. Harman, let's hear from Mansukh, and then we'll move to Tanjit. Yeah, Mansukh, what do you
Yeah,
feel
I
like saying?
I think it was good, and I was able to understand whatever was going on in today's session.
Awesome.
Thank
Awesome.
you.
Glad to know about it, Mansukh. Let's hear from Tanjit, then we'll move to Ashwini. Yeah, Tanjit, what do you feel like saying?
Yes, Gaurav. It was it was like always very informative session, and I'm glad I joined it.
Yeah, thank you so much, Tanjit. Let's hear from Ashwini. We'll move to Dilip then. Yeah, Ashwini, what do you feel like saying?
Yes, so it was very relatable for me from my previous experience, but in a different point of view, from a different point of view.
All right, got it, Ashwini. Thank you so much. Let's hear from Dilip, then we'll hear from Parag. Dilip, what do you feel like saying?
Yeah, the slides were very good and the explanation actually was excellent.
All right.
Both
Yeah,
explanation were excellent.
thank you so much, Dilip, that you were able to connect. Yeah, Parag, what do you feel like saying?
Yeah, I think I just said yeah, that I could relate to my previous work experience, which was not in IT but in telecom.
Awesome.
The concept of cross-functional teams, and also what I found interesting was to calculate the manpower
Kokomo model.
required and the days required
Yeah,
for any project.
thank you so much, Parag. I'm glad that you were able to relate. Anyone who is left out? Deepika, are you done? I don't remember.
I have a quick question, Gaurav.
Yeah, Sanjay, back to you.
So,
Yeah.
so when did we actually start these PMPO?
Okay, so this is a 3 months long training, Sanjay, right? So
right.
you have joined in between. So in case you feel like pacing it up, then definitely we'll share the playlist. So always the topmost video, the latest video will be on the top in the playlist. You can go back by the last videos or start directly from the day one. So that's how you can proceed. And so you will have in between 1 week of time, I believe, apart from technical session and RR, only technical session if you'll consider, then you will have 1 week of time or 5 days of time where you can pace up by going through the recording. If you're not
So
super duper
what
busy into RRP and assignment and all. Yeah.
right. So where do I find the archives?
Yeah, so I'll share that with you. That's what I said, Sanjay.
Oh, okay. All
Yeah.
right, thank you.
Yeah, you're welcome. Harman, you want to say something? You want to say something?
Yes, Gaurav.
Are we connecting tomorrow, Gaurav?
Yes, we are connecting tomorrow now. Yes, Harman.
So how long are how long is each session on
So
average?
maximum 90 minutes, minimum 1 hour. Yeah, depending upon the topic. Yeah.
So
And Gaurav, is it our one more weekend to go for this like a whole course when we begin?
I'll answer you shortly. Let Harman finish up. Harman, are you done already? Or you have something?
Yeah, I was gonna ask. So we're halfway into PMPO, or
Okay.
we're just started?
So we are into week 7 right now. 5 more weeks to go. Yeah. Tanjit, did you get your answer as well?
5 weeks from the schedule. It says it should finish in sometime in November, isn't it?
Okay, let me check that. So, but we have done only 7 weeks of training so far. Okay.
Okay.
Yeah. All right. Anything else, guys? If not, Prerna, over to you for the quick closing remarks if you want to share. Prerna, you are there? Okay, I think Prerna got busy or something. So guys, thank you so much for showing up. We are again going to talk tomorrow tomorrow at 10 p.m. EST. Until then, just have a good night's sleep and
Yeah,
cover
Gaurav,
up on
sorry,
this.
I was on mute.
No
So good night,
problem.
guys. Thank you for a great session. Yeah, overall really enjoyed, and topics are really important. So please do rewatch the videos. And thank you, Gaurav. Thank you so much. Good
Yeah,
night,
thank you,
guys. Bye-bye.
everyone. Bye-bye. Good night.
Thank you.
Thank you all.
Good
Thank you.
night.
Thank you.
Thank you all. Good night. Bye.